What up, YouTube? And Armageddon is coming. All of the prices in Tarkov, I believe, are going to be going up soon. So this is my video that I promised a little while ago that has all the things that I think you should either buy now, craft now, or hold on to because the price influx is going to be happening very soon. I'm Kawn. I stream on Twitch. All my links are down below. I have a giveaway going on right now for an EOD account. If you want to enter that, you can go ahead and check the description down below. But without further ado, like and subscribe if you enjoy the videos, and let's get right into it. So, starting off, I want to talk about water filters. Boom, I have a lot of them, I know, and a lot of people ask me why am I saving these up and why am I buying tons and tons of them. I've spent a couple million on a bunch of filters in the past few days, and the reason is because at the moment they're very cheap, but they're actually on the rise. These will end up about 80k, so they're 36,000 right now. So if you guys are planning on getting that water collector done, I definitely recommend buying as many of these as you can. I've been buying a shit ton just because once you get that water collector done, you can turn these into super water, which you can then use in turn to craft moonshine, or you can use it for the M1 rig trade, which is also a really good trade. But regardless, these are really cheap and they're going to be going up really soon because majority of the player base is going to be hitting that point soon. So I would assume that you guys, if you want to craft a lot of water filters, or sorry, if you want to make a lot of super waters in the future, buy these now. The next thing that I want to talk about is intels. So intels are pretty cheap. I definitely recommend either holding on to your found and raid ones so you can sell them, or even buying them. I'm gonna buy a couple right now just because if you're planning on going for that scav case, buying these right now before they hit around 300k is a good idea because you're going to get way cheaper scav case runs, and it's going to get you a lot of like keys and stuff like that. If you don't know what the scav case is, basically it's a thing in your hideout that allows you to trade in one intelligence, and then 4 hours later the scavs come back with some keys and some other stuff for you. Using the intels on your scav runs are really good. You can get lots of keys. You can even get like red key card. It's a low chance, but you can get a bunch of stuff like that. So intel, I definitely recommend keeping or buying at the moment. It's a good idea because even at 140k, it may seem like a lot to you, but us veteran Tarkov players know that they're gonna be up to like 300k, maybe even more, as they usually do every wipe. Now, in terms of some food items, Alyanka, I definitely recommend keeping these because they do go up in price. They're right now at about 16k. They will end up at around 40. So once they do hit 40, I've got a bunch of these, but you can also use these if you wanted to buy a bunch of them. You can use them to craft sugar. Now, I have a bunch of sugar that I've saved up, not as much as I'd like to, but this is mainly the sugar that I've found. And what you can actually do while you're saving up this sugar is instead of buying food for your PMC, if you wanted to eat, you can just use your sugar, but just leave one left inside your sugar. As you can see, I have a bunch of ones. They will still sell for the same amount on the flea market once you start selling them. People don't care if it's 1 in it or 70. It doesn't mean anything. I see this mistake being made a lot on the flea market where people will sell a sugar that's only half used for like half the price. It's not the same as other things, guys. It only costs 1 out of 70 sugars to use that to craft moonshine in your hideout. So people will buy it regardless of how much it is in. The durability is at because it doesn't matter. You can still use it to craft your moonshine in the hideout. So sugar, definitely recommend keeping up to date on that. It's also still really cheap right now, so let's buy a bit. Buy some sugar. It'll be around 70 to 80k, and you can use that to craft moonshine, which you can also use for your scav runs, or you can just sell it. It's up to you. Now, I hold on to vodkas and whiskeys because there is a thick barter with therapist for vodkas and whiskeys and moonshines. So if you're planning on trying to get to that thick barter, it does take some time, but it's a thick case. So I mean, I hold on to those kinds of things. Probably not worth buying, but definitely worth holding on to if you're trying to go for that thick case barter in the future. Now, other things that I think you should be holding on to is things like these expeditionary fuel tanks. These will end up selling for quite a bit, and they don't lose their found and raid status if you use them in your hideout. So if they're found and raid and you put them in your hideout for fuel and then you pull them out of your hideout, you can sell an empty one to somebody for a decent amount of money because people use them to craft mag boxes. So in your hideout over here, there's a mag box craft for 2 expeditionary fuel tanks, or what is it called? Yeah, expeditionary fuel tanks, a M scissors, 3 bolts, and 3 nuts. And basically, what you can do is buy these fuels, use them in your hideout, as I'm doing right here. And then once they get fully used up, put them to the side, and you can use them to craft mag boxes, which will make you a good amount of money. Now, crafting green gunpowders is also a good idea right now. I've been crafting them. I had like 50 or 60 and I sold them all. I jumped the gun a little bit too early because they are on the rise right now. They should go to around 80k, so I'm back building up my collection. I had a full junk box of green gunpowders that I sold at like 50k, so I'm stupid. They're gonna go up higher. I just needed the money at the time. They're going to around 60k right now, so they will go a little bit higher. So crafting those is going to make you a bunch of money. I'm also holding on to nails, duct tapes, and tape. This is for the sick case trade. Nails are really, really cheap right now, 5k. They're going to be going to like 40k. So you can use these with Jaeger once you get him maxed out to trade for a sick case. I would recommend waiting until paracords go down though, because paracords are still pretty high. They're around 90,000. So if you find paracords, I'd probably sell them and then buy them later, because paracords will go down. That's why I haven't gotten my thick case yet, or sick case yet. So I would recommend holding on to some of these items or buying them up now because they're fairly cheap. So the duct tape is fairly cheap. These tapes are fairly cheap. They jump to around 30k. And keep those for your sick case trade if you're planning on getting a sick case with Jaeger. Dog tags are also a good thing to save. If you guys get your dog tag case going, try to just like put all your tags in there, and eventually they build up over time. There's a couple cool things that you can do with dog tags, so you can trade them for an item case. 150 level 6, 17 or greater. You can get an items case. Also for 100 level 10 or greater, you can get a lucky scav. So that's a little good barter right there. So I'd recommend keeping your dog tags for sure. Oh, last thing that I would recommend keeping is Reap IRs. So I understand if you go to Kiba and stuff and you find a Reap IR, you're going to want to sell it. You're going to be like, oh, Reap IR, let's sell it or let's use it. I would recommend waiting, because there is a quest called Test Drive with Prapper that makes you build M1As with hybrid 46 silencers and Reap IRs and get PMC kills with them. So as many Reap IRs as you can have. I have a couple left right now, but I just did the quest. Is good because once you have them, you don't have to keep buying them for that quest if you end up dying. Luckily, I only lost one during the whole shebang. Actually, no, I didn't actually lose it. It's right here. So I actually didn't lose any, but as a backup, if you do lose them while you're going for that quest, you will have more, and then after you're done the quest, you can always sell the Reap IRs or use them or whatever, but you'll never need to use them again for any quests. So saving them for that test drive quest is huge, and you get that after you complete Grenadier for Prapper. So once you get the 12 grenade kills, you should be able to get test drive, and then you can use those Reap IRs as you please. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying all the content. I'm pumping out as much content as possible and streaming as much as possible. If you guys enjoy my videos, don't forget to drop a like, and if you want to sub, you can stick around. I'm giving away an EOD account. Details are down below, and maybe I'll see you on my Twitch or on the next video. Thanks a lot, everyone, and peace, people.